On December 23rd, 2018, I was baptized into the LDS Church. The night before, I didn't get to sleep until 3 a.m. This is because I was deeply distressed. Doubt wrapped around my brain like barbed wire. I kept pacing my room, questioning everything the missionaries had taught me with my hands shaking. I wanted to ask God, but I was too afraid that I wouldn't get an answer. I read the Book of Mormon, but even as I read it, doubt scurried up my spine like a centipede. When 3 came around, I was horrified. I had Christmas service at church at 11 a.m., and my ride would be at my house at around 10:30. It would take me an hour to get ready. This meant that I would have 6 hours to sleep at best. I quickly forced myself to get to sleep. The next day, I woke up at 6 or 7 and couldn't get back to sleep. I ended up going in my pajamas and was tired the entire service. The service was nice though. Multiple choirs sung Christian hymns, including one that had about 20 to 30 children from 8 to 13 who were honestly pretty adorable, and one that included the missionaries who had taught me. The music danced through the room, and a couple people gave their testimonies at the end. Once it was over, I rushed to the car so that I could get to sleep. However, I couldn't get to sleep. Now I was no longer distressed and was instead excited. I was excited about my baptism, and I was worried that I might be too tired to get up on time. So even though I told my missionaries I would sleep in the afternoon, I stayed awake the entire time. I took a quick shower and my mom braided my hair up. At 6:50, our ride showed up and we headed out. We made it to church just fine, but we kind of parked on the opposite side of the building, so we ended up spending around 20 minutes in the dark, rainy parking lot. We eventually realized our mistake and drove to the other side. The missionaries let us in and led me to the back of the building. There was a room with 2 doors that were opened wide, revealing a baptism pool that was roughly 2 or 3 feet deep with a perimeter of probably about 8 feet. I was led to a door just next to the baptism pool. Inside there was a baptism robe and a towel on a small wooden bench. I quickly changed and stepped out of the bathroom and sat down next to my mother. The missionaries immediately got me out of the room to take photos before the baptism in front of some paintings of Jesus. My mom followed us out, and when I got back, my friend Salem showed up to watch my baptism. I was worried that she wouldn't show up because she texted me saying she might not be able to, but luckily she was able to make it. My mom hurried me and Salem in front of the baptism pool, which had a large glass wall so you wouldn't fall into the pool. Once we sat down, the priest, who I asked to baptize me, sat down with me and my mother. We went through the motions, and before I knew it, I was walking into the pool. The priest held my wrist while I held his arm like in the painting of Jesus being baptized. He said a prayer and dumped me into the water. My eyes opened under the water, and for a moment it was like I was going to drown. But I was quickly pulled back up. I felt a rush through my body like a strike of lightning. I went back to the bathroom and quickly changed my clothes. My heart was filled with joy, and all I could think was, I love you, Father. I came out, and everyone in the room congratulated me. My mom and the wife of the priest even cried. The church provided milk and cookies after the baptism, which was great because milk is my favorite drink. On the way home, we left in the opposite direction and turned ourselves around, only to go in the opposite direction again once we got on the freeway. We eventually figured out how to get back to town, and we got there around 8:20 p.m. I stayed up for maybe about an hour or 2, and then I fell asleep. And that was the story of how I was baptized, of the night I was baptized.